in this video, we're going to learn how to graph three-dimensional vectors. But before we get into that, let's talk about what makes three-dimensional vectors different from two-dimensional vectors. So two-dimensional vectors will have both an x and a y component, whereas a three-dimensional vector will have x, y, and z components. So we've added that third dimension. So when we draw three-dimensional vectors, we have to start by using a three-dimensional coordinate system. It might look something like this. This has the positive x, positive y, and positive z axes. All right, you'll notice positive x comes kind of like out of the page, positive y is to the right, and positive z is up. So you have to sort of do that little reconfiguration of how you view graphing. Now, we could also include the negative axes, and it would look like this, where negative x goes into the page, negative y goes to the left, and negative z goes down. Once we recognize these are the directions we're graphing in, we can do an example problem. Let's try 2, 5, 3. So our first number in this vector is 2, and that is the x component. Because it's positive, we're going to count 2 in the positive x direction, which you see I've marked here in blue. Then our second number is 5. That's our y component. Since it's positive, we'll count 5 in the positive y direction. Our last number is 3. That is a positive 3 in the z direction. So we'll count up 3. Now that we've figured out all three components, we're going to connect the starting point to the ending point. And this is the final vector, 2, 5, 3. Let's try another one. How about -4, 1, -3? Here, you'll notice we have negatives in the vector. That means that we have to include the negative parts of the axes. So let's start with our first number. -4 is the x component. So we're going to count 4 in the negative x direction. That's going to be backwards into the screen or into the page. Then we have 1, which is the y component. It's positive, so we'll count 1 in the positive y direction or to the right. And after that, we have -3, which is our z component. So we're going to count 3 in the negative z direction, which is straight down. We connect our starting point with the ending point, and that is the vector -4, 1, -3. And that's how you graph 3D vectors.